Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Akimi Academy. On our videos on Surds, okay. This will be our last videos on Surds. And last time when we met, we looked at how to solve examination questions involving Surds, right? Good. And I gave you one to try. Let's use this one as an example, as a revision on our previous lesson. Okay, so here if you look at it, they said express this expression over here in the form m root 3 plus n root 2, where m and n are rational numbers. Like I told you last time, whenever you are given a question of this nature, forget about this part. Okay, the focus shouldn't be here. Take the main expression out. Okay, so you have 8 minus 2 root 6 written out of 2 root 3 plus 3 root 2. Okay, so at this point, what do? We simplify this. When you do it well, the only thing, just simplify this one. When you do it well, at the end of the day, we are going to arrive at what they are asking for. Okay, we will be arriving at this expression they gave to us over here. So here, what do? We have said, and denominator is also in set form. Therefore, we use what? Conjugate to rationalize. Okay, here the sign over here is positive, so the conjugate becomes negative. So we have 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2. Okay, everything out of 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2 as usual. Then from here we can multiply them. Okay, so we have 8 times 2, then we have 16 root 3. Okay, then we have 8 again times minus 3 root 2, which will give us minus 24 root 2. Okay, we are done with the first one. Let's come to the second part. Minus 2 root 6 times 2 root 3. So you have minus 2 times minus 2. We have minus 2 times 2, which will give us minus 4. Okay, root 6 times root 3, we have root 18. Root 18, okay. Then root 2 minus root 2 times minus 3. Minus 2 over here, okay. So we have minus 2 over here times minus 3, which will give us minus or positive 6, because negative times negative should give us positive. Okay, then root 6 times root 2 should give us root 12. Okay, everything out of, let's come to the denominator. 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. 2 times 2 give us 4. Root 3 times root 3 will give us a straight answer of 3. 2 times 3. Then 2 root 3 times minus 3 root 2. So 2 times minus 3 will give us minus 6. Root 3 times root 2 will give us root 6. Okay. Then we have here 3 root. We are done with this side. So let's come here. 3 root 2 times 2 root 3. So 3 times 2 will give us 6 plus 6. Then root 2 times root 3 will give us root 6 as well. Then let's come to the last part. 3 root 2 times minus 3 root 2. So 3 times minus 3 will give us minus 9. Okay. Then root 2 over here times root 2, because the values under the radical signs are the same, will give us straight answer of 2. Okay. So at this point, we can simplify further. So here you can see that we have 16 root 3 minus 24 root 2. But here you can see that here is root 18, and you can see the value under the radical sign is very huge, so we can reduce it down. Okay, but we have 4 already here, minus 4 here, so let's bring our minus 4. Okay, so this one over here, I think we can have 2 times 9. Okay, 2 times 9 will give us 18, and square root of 9 will give us 3. 3 will come out. Okay, and leave the 2 inside. I hope you are following. Good. So here too, you can see we have 6 over here. And this number over here, which is 12, is also huge, so we can also reduce it by, let's say, 4 times 3 will give us 12. 4 is a perfect square, so square root of 4 will give us 2, so we bring 2 out, then root 3 inside. Okay, and everything out of, let's simplify that down here. Here we have minus 6 root 6 plus root 6 root 6, so this one will go with this one. Okay, so here we are left with 12. 4 times 3 here will give us 12, then minus 9 times 2 will give us 18. Okay, good. So now let's look at the top here. You can see we have 4 times 3 will give us 12, root 2. So you can see root 2 here, root 2 here, they look similar. Root 3 here, root 3 here, they look similar as well. And therefore, those which are similar can add or subtract. Okay, so you have minus 24 minus 12. 4 times 3 is 12. So minus 24 minus 12. Okay, so let's look at minus. Okay, let's bring this one first. So let's try and finish this one first. So we have 16 root 3 times 6 times 2 root 3. So they are the same over here. Those under the radical signs are the same. So we can add. Here is positive. Here 2 is also positive. So 12 plus 16. I hope you are following. 12 plus 16, which will give us 28 root 3. Okay, 12 plus 16, which will give us 28 root 3. Then we come to minus 24 minus 12. Minus 24 minus 12. So this one will give us minus 36 root 2. Everything out of, now you have 12 here. 12 minus 18. 12 minus 18 give us minus 6, right? Good. 12 minus 8 will give us minus 6. So at this point, you can see we have only one rational number sitting here, which is minus 6. So we can split them and have 28 root 3. Now, because the sign over here is negative, denominators don't carry negative sign, so we send it to the numerator. So you bring negative sign here. So you have negative 28 root 3 out of 6 minus. Okay, now you can see that there's minus sign already here. So this minus sign is also come to affect them again. Okay, so it means it will change the minus sign to positive. So we are having positive 36 root 2 out of 6. Okay, so at this point you can see that good. So we have minus 28 over here out of 6. 2 enter here 3 times. Okay, and 2 enter here 14 times. So we have a minus 14 out of 3 root 3. Then here we can say we have 6 here, 1, 6 here, we have 6, right? Because 6 will give us 6. So we have plus 6 root 2. Now, as I stated earlier, you can see that when you do it correctly, if you follow the procedure well, you realize at the end of the day, the value that they said you should find, it will reveal themselves. So you can see that the root 3 over here, root 2 over here, we have them here. Root 3, we have root 2. Hope you can see that. Therefore, the numbers over here, they say we should find m and n. Okay, m and n. So the m and n are the numbers behind this square root. Okay, so it means our m over here is minus 14 out of 3. Then our n, which is n root 2, will be, our n will be 6. Straight away over here. Okay, so this will be our final answer for this expression. They say we should express this expression in the form m root 3 plus n root 2, where m and n are rational numbers. Okay, so here you can see that we have been able to express them in that form because we have root 3 here, we have root 2 here, and the values of m and n will be minus 14 out of 3 and 6 and 6 respectively. Okay, so that's what we did last time, and there's a revision on it. Okay, today we are going to look at said equation. Okay, and that will be our topic for the day, said equation. Good. Let's look at this two examples over here. We have the first example. Okay, our problem of the day, which is said equation. Now you have square root of 3x plus 3 minus square root of x plus 2 equals 1. Then we have another example over here. Okay. Now for said equation, what it simply means is that these values over here, x, we have to find x, okay, such that when we put the value of x inside the radical signs, okay, and add them and find their square root, then subtract, the answer should be 1. It's very important. Okay, so the said equation, we are to solve to find our x, the x under the radical signs. We have to solve and find the values of x. Okay, so here what we do is, you can see that in this format we can proceed in this manner. Okay, or someone can choose to send this one, which has a negative sign over here, to the other side to make it positive. Okay, so that it will be a little bit easier in that manner. Okay, now in this case what we do is, let's send this one to the other side. Okay, let's send the minus sign section to the other side. So you may have square root of 3x plus 3 equals 1 plus square root of x plus 2. Okay, so nicely written over here. Okay, good. Just bring your attention here because this side is a little bit tricky. Okay, good. So at this point, what do we do? You can see that there's radical signs over here, and with this radical signs around the x's, there's no way we can bring the x out. Therefore, the best thing for you to do is, we have to find a way of what? Removing the radical signs out of the values we have here. Okay, and whenever you have a radical sign, to remove a radical sign, we use squares. Okay, in the same manner, if you have squares and you want to remove squares, we use square roots. Okay, so here we have square root, and therefore we have to use squares. So we square both sides of the equation. Square both sides. Square both sides of the equation. If that's the case, then we'll be having square bracket open 3x plus 3 all square. This one should be equals to, we are squaring both sides, so here we put them together, we have 1 or square like this. Okay, so that this square over here will cancel the square root here, and we'll be left with 3x plus 3. Okay, but here you could see here is a binomial. You can't just cancel them. You can't use the square over here to cancel the square root just like that. We don't do that, because this is just a replica, meaning that we have this twice of this multiplying themselves. Okay, so we have twice of 1 plus square root of x plus 2 multiplying themselves. So you can't just use this square root, this square over here, to cancel the square root. It's never done. So here, if you have a problem with expanding them straight away, what you have to do is use the traditional method, which is write them double. Okay, write this one, then you write the same thing again, then you do the multiplication one after the other. Okay, but in a short way, you can just sing a nice song. Square the first, so 1 square will give us 1. Okay, twice their product, so 1 times square root of this will give us square root of this. Twice, so times 2 will give us plus 2 root x plus 2. Okay, then square the last, then you square the last one. So square root of x plus 2 all square should give us what we'll be having, plus x plus 2, because they'll be out of the square root. Good. Then from here we can simplify. You can see we have some numbers out already. So what we do is we simplify them. We send we group like terms. So let's send everything over here. You can see they are all rational. So we can send them to the other side so that the irrational will be here alone. So we have 3x plus 3. So the 1 is coming, minus 1. X is coming, minus x. 2 is also coming, minus 2. Okay. And everything will be equals to 2 root s plus 2, which will be left over there. There's the irrational over here. So here we can do the simplification here. So you have 3x minus x should give us 2x. Okay. Then 3 over here minus 1 will give us 2. Then the 2 minus 2, meaning that our 3 will be finished. Okay, so we have only 2x sitting here. Okay, so only 2x equals 2 root x plus 2. Okay, so that's what we have here. Good. So at this point, what do we do again? You can see we still have some radical sign over here. So we have to square both sides again because of the radical sign, because we want all the radical signs to finish. Otherwise, we can't find the value of x. Okay, so we square both sides again. So square both sides. So we have here to be 2x all square equals all square. Okay, good. So here there's a multiplication, so meaning that the 2 will take the square, then the x2 will take the square. So 2 square will give us 4, then x square should give us x square. Okay, so at this point too, because they are also multiplying, each of them will take the square separately. So 2 will take the square, will give us 4. Okay, multiplying square root of x plus 2 all square should give us what? X plus 2. Okay, so at this point we can rewrite them nicely and expand the bracket. So we have 4x plus 8. Okay, so here you can see that we can group them nicely, because the highest power of x over here is 2, so we can bring the rest to come and join them here. So we have 4x squared. So this one coming here will give us minus 4x. Okay, then the 8 also follow to have minus 8. Then everything will be equal to 0. Then we have a nice quadratic equation over here. Okay, here you could see that here is 4, 4, 4. 4, 4. Then we have 8 here. You could see that 4 could be what? A factor, true. Okay, so we can divide true by 4. So we say divide true by 4, so that it will be reduced to its simplest form. So we have an x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. I hope you can see that. Good. So at this point we do the factorization. Okay, so if you look at it, the factors over here is going to be let's say 1 and minus 2. Yeah, 1 and minus 2. Okay, so with 1 and minus 2, if you do the factorization, we are going to have let's say x open bracket, we have x plus 1. Okay, then you have minus 2 out, then you have x plus 1. Okay, this one should give us 0. Okay, so we have x plus 1, then we have x minus, okay, x minus 2 over here. This one should be equal to 0. Okay, so it means we are going to have our x is going to be minus 1 or 2. Okay, I hope you can see that, because you have here to be x minus 2 equals 0. So it's either our x equals minus 1 or 2. Now what we do here is we then ask ourselves, let's check which of these values satisfy the equation which was given to us. So we have x to be minus 1 or 2. So let's put minus 1 over here and see. So if we put minus 1 here, then it means we are going to have 3 times minus 1. which will give minus 3. So minus 3 plus 3 will give us 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Then minus 1 here. Okay, minus 1 here will give us 1. Okay, minus 1 plus 2 will give us 1. Square root of 1 is 1 by, it will be minus 1 because of this minus sign. Okay, because of this minus sign. So minus 1 is not equal to 1. Minus 1 is not equal to 1. Let's take note of that. Okay, so let's check the second answer, which is 2. Let's put 2 here. So 2 over here, we have some 3 times 2, which will give us 6. Okay, 3 times 2 will give us 6. 6 plus 3 will give us 9. Square root of 9 will give us 3. Okay, so square root of 9 will give us 3. Then over here, we have 2 over here. 2 plus 2 will give us 4. Okay, so for square root of 4 will give us what? 2. So then we have 3 minus 2, which will give us 1. Okay, so you could see that the correct answer for this expression over here, or for our x, will be 2, not the minus 1. So the minus 1, we won't take the minus 1, but we rather take 2 as our answer. Okay, so you just state it nicely. Our x, therefore x equals 2. Where is the answer? Is the answer because it satisfy the equation. Okay, equation whilst x equals minus 1 is not an answer because it does not satisfy the equation. Okay, so this becomes our final answer. So our x over here for this expression, the correct answer for x is x equals 2. Okay, good. Now let's look at this one. You have as a second example over here, but this one you are going to do it because you can see this particular program is a little bit lengthy, but just take your time and follow the steps that I use and try your hand on this one. But after doing it, don't forget if you have any challenges, and thank God too that we have a Telegram channel. If you want to join, check under the comment section. You see the link. Then you join it, and if you have any problem, then you can post it over there for me to assist you. Okay, so try your hand on this one. If you get any problem, just either you bring it under the comment section or join the Telegram channel. Then you can bring in all your problems and your challenges so that we can address them for you. Okay, so for said, this is where we want to end it. Okay, this is where we want to end it. Said, just keep your fingers crossed. We'll be bringing you more interesting videos on any topics. Okay, in almost all the topics. So we are just moving step by step. Okay, so try your hands on this and have a nice day. Okay.